Hi, my name is Olu. Um, uh, I'm good.
With you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way that you.
Hi, my name is Olu. I'm an enterprise architect, and I enjoy dialectics. And people say I have a big head. It's true. I'm single, so there you go. The single season I view is as more a stage of life, and I would say for me it's where I did all the planning in my head about the kind of life I wanted to live from a spiritual standpoint, the sort of person I wanted to end up as spiritually, and also as a family man, the sort of kids I would want to have raised, and the sort of wife that I desire to marry. So I found it useful, and I think it's made me a better man. But key point is not to stay too long in that season. Facial attractiveness and the facial demeanor. So attraction on the face, and also what the face tells. Because I think the face tells you a lot about everything else. A lot more about the person than their whole body, because the face is the only way you can express things outside to the outside world without speaking. People's demeanor, the general, is this person peaceable, peaceful, willing to work and fight for a unit. There's a way you can tell some of those things, and sometimes you're wrong. But the face is a big thing for me, without the makeup. Somebody that was the right fit for me, in terms of somebody I want to see beyond the date. Someone that kind of opens up about themselves a bit more, not telling you like the really scary stuff on that night, but someone who's open to opening the gates so that you have a frank conversation about, because once you know that you like the person, then you might be ready for the gates to open a bit, so that you have the heart to stomach what's coming. Nobody opens all the gates, but at least some people give you a window into what's coming. So someone who's at a point where they're like, this is me, this is who I am, and I'm not packaging too much. For me, that would be a good date, I guess. My favorite color is red. It always has been, actually, since I was a kid. I think it just signifies danger, and I just have should I say, an unhealthy lack of respect for danger. This is surprisingly very basic. So I can only tell you my favorite food as a child, because I don't know if I have a favorite food now, but as a child I did like yam and egg. I wish it was pasta, but it isn't. Too bad. Reading about human beings and behavior. So generally reading and anything to do with nature. I don't like loudness, loud people that make my ear hurt. And it's a strange thing for me, because I also struggle with loud preachers. I think it's a physiological reaction for me when people are really loud. So I tend to steer away, even if that loud person is probably right for me. It's a problem. So, but as I mature, you see if you can handle it. I'm just an all-around awesome guy. I mean, this is what people tell me. So the awesomeness and I think the general utility. So I find I'm quite flexible. I can pick up things quickly, and I like the way I focus on what matters in life. I don't get carried away by things. So I'm just a super duper guy. It's a fact, apparently. People say I'm just very kind and I'm just a good guy all around. So although those people are getting fewer and fewer as I'm getting older, but I'm sure there's still some people out there that will still say that. It's twofold. So one is in terms of when I left the UK, I saved up money, bought certain equipments, and went to set up on my own because I had I always had a vision. So this in my head of me sitting in an office building somewhere. I had a very clear vision. It was silver and glass. It was a high building. I had an office at the very top of the dome, which was glass all around, and I was the CEO. It was my company. So I saw the building, I saw the setup. It was very clear as day to me. So going to Nigeria to make a start on a business where I had nothing other than bought equipment, done some research, and getting there, setting things up, and all of a sudden the first month turning not a profit but quite a decent amount, and having lots of families of the employees depend on me, and a general sense of I created this from nothing, and then I created employment for people, and I created things that, if you had 5 people, multiply that by 5, the families, so you have like 25 or so, entirely looking at their livelihoods for you and keeping that sustained for some time. So for me, it's a process that it's hard to understand if you haven't been through it, and that's why when entrepreneurs speak to each other, there's certain things that they understand that if you haven't actually done it before, you wouldn't really get. So I'd say that's my proudest moment in terms of business achievement. But in terms of family, it's obviously for me, the relationship I had with my dad before he passed, I would say he sent me some messages that made me really proud and happy. When you asked that question, what came to mind was that song, What's Love Got to Do, Got to Do? That's Kano, right? My view is what love means changes with your age and the decade you're in. What love meant when you were 15 or 13, seeing all those girls in church, is different from when you're like 20, 22, different to 30, and certainly different in your 40s. So I think I'll answer at the age I am right now. I think it just means sticking to the decision you made to invest in that person and enjoying what it is that the person has to offer, whether or not it's pleasant, and being determined that, like my child, this person is attached to me life. So it's more a place where you're asking God for the grace to stay put and not to see a reason not to be there, if that makes sense. So it's less of a feeling, it's more of, now this person is part of this unit. We're a team, inseparable team, the part of my DNA, and we have to enjoy where we are and where we're going. And if the person feels the same and they also want to stay in the unit, then it becomes a better love story. So in terms of love languages, I think by far, and this is I guess as true as it can be for me, is act of service. And it's interesting that in relationships I've been in times past, the people that I've stayed with long enough, it's worked and it's been enjoyable, are people that have provided that act of service. And it's almost, for me, as it were, people that put me first before them, because if you're the kind of guy that puts other people first, you kind of have a certain level of expectation. So if I'm with someone whose acts of service, they don't know that and they don't do that, I have to train myself that they still love me, because to me it feels like if I'm putting you first, you must put me first. Otherwise, you're getting two number one positions, right? It doesn't work like that. Quality time, I'm not great on. I think that if I met somebody whose quality time was their first thing, then there's going to be a problem. But I guess you can learn it. But for me, no, it's just act of service. Yeah, words of affirmation, I think, is also great for me, but I would say it's secondary. It's great for me because as a child, I was always affirmed every day. Every day. Yes, and this is why when I'm talking to people sometimes, in a relationship or something, and they say, look, I just do something, I say, isn't that just awesome? Am I not just absolutely amazingly awesome? And I think, oh, this guy's trying to psych himself up. Like, no, this is me. I am awesome. This is what I've been told for the longest time since I was a child, It's one of those things where every morning my grandmother spends about 5-10 minutes telling me how I'm a king. I went to the elephant and killed an elephant in the jungle, and I brought the kill back home, and all the women were singing for me, just like David used to get the song. That's literally what I got for a long time. So, and it just never left. So I meet someone, I say, oh yeah, I'm talking, and without realizing it, I just tell the person, yeah, aren't I just awesome? And I go, yeah, but it's true, I am awesome. And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am awesome. And I go, oh, you're just trying to feed your ego? And I go, no, nothing to do with ego. I truly am awesome. You need to wait and find out. So I would advise you don't look at people in the same context, because in my situation, I had a different background, different upbringing. So the concept of being great and awesome is part of my, if you like, the genealogy of my family. And it simply was just bestowed upon me, if you like, by my grandparents. So it takes, some people get turned off by that, but I am awesome at the end of the day. So top 3 values: faithfulness, integrity, and just kindness. So there's the element of companionship, element of procreating, legacy, and also somebody that you can bounce thoughts off, someone's that you can engage in any type of conversation. I'm not even talking people that say, oh, is this person intellectual or not? No, it's about, can you really talk to this person about everything? If you messed up, can you tell the person? Or is it the end of the road? So it's someone that's saying, regardless, I'm here. Marriage to me means no extra grips required in a lot of areas, just peace and happy, blissful, like floating with the angels. And I believe that's the marriage that God has in plan for me. What am I looking for in my future wife? I have a really long list, but it's shortened over time. But she still needs to look really attractive facially. Relatively attractive, modestly. It's great if she's tall, but I would also not shy back if she wasn't. Needs to be clear in the values, in terms of family values and faith, and understanding what comes first, lifestyle or faith or material lifestyle. Those things are important because we need to be able to live together in good or bad times. And someone who loves kids, that's important. Yeah, I've always felt that because of my uniqueness, it would take someone unique. It's not being flexible, but knowing that there is a clear pathway and you're sure about it that God has set for you, and it's very clear and strong. In the same way, the vision of the office and everything was there. It's very hard to then just take someone on because you're getting older and stuff, and you kind of have to then really dig deep to find out if you're just being too picky and choosy, or if there's a reason. But you need to keep consulting with God. And it's one of those things where if you believe it will happen and it's coming, then you just have to go with your belief and not other people's suggestions or opinions at the end of the day, because you've been yourself and been with yourself all your life, right? They've just spent 10 minutes or 5 years, so that's how I say it. I can't wait for my future wife to discover how kind, thoughtful, caring, affectionate, desirable I am. I can't wait for her to discover how good I am with DIY, how good I am with gardening, how good I am with nature. I can't wait for her to discover how funny I am. Like, I could genuinely make a career in comedy. I've been told many times by those who laugh and those who laugh inside, because everybody does laugh. Some just express it on the outside. Yeah, I'm really funny, apparently. In marriage, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most is peace and peace of mind. Children, so that I can actually see, I feel like I have a sense of legacy. Strong companionship. Looking forward to someone who sees me like their brother and someone I see like my sister, so that even in the times when you're about to do stuff maybe that's questionable, you think, would you do that to your own brother? So a genuine love that goes beyond the eros. So and someone I can play with, someone I can just, you know, I like to joke around, like maybe turn off the light, have a white sheet over my head and turn the electric off and just turn up a candle like 3 a.m. and just wake the person up and go, ooh, like, you know, I do a lot of practical jokes. So someone who can appreciate that and not get mad and angry and like, look at you at your age, you're still doing this kind of stupid things. Warmth and hugs and keeping it holy. Well, I'm looking forward to a lot of things that we're told is carnal as singles. So lots of sex, yes. I'm still a Christian after saying that word. I say it anyway, right? But I'm just not saying it on camera. Oh dear Lord. It is my prayer that when I get married, I do not get involved with a lot of nagging or things that have the tendency to take away the peace. The lack of peace is just something that is not my portion, in Jesus' name. How am I celebrating Valentines? I'm reading my Bible when I wake up in the morning, joining prayer meeting on that day, saying a few words of meditation. I'll be having breakfast and then I'll be checking my WhatsApp and responding accordingly. I have no plans to break the law, you know, it's a lockdown, so I will be observing the law and communicating via my phone to the general population. Let me just put it that way. I would always make the effort to try and make things different each year, and try not to get complacent. Hi again, my name is Olu. Just wanted to wish you all a happy Valentines. Don't mess it up, dudes.
Just take my hand and fly up through the